Big fella
Yeah.
with you look very snazzy in that little maroon job there.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad. You got you sound a little like you took a load of pollen there, big guy.
Oh yeah, I've been sick.
Skeet.
Took 2 loads.
There it is.
Took 2 big
I didn't
loads.
work 2 days this week. I had this pretty healthy dose of the junk.
Crud.
Yeah, man, oh man. So I thought it was like a chest thing from like concrete dust and asphalt. We did some cutting last week, and then that spawned off into like a sinusy kind of thing, and then I mowed, and then it got even worser. And I couldn't breathe out of my nose. My chest is still a little bubbly, but we're doing all right.
Good.
Yeah, had to miss a couple of days of work just because fevering. And
Did you really miss it though?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
not at all.
that's-
I did take a COVID test, and I did not have COVID
Attaboy.
because I lost my taste completely. Like
Well, people forget that's a sinus issue as well.
I ate what was it, pickles one day, couldn't taste shit, and then the other thing is
good grief. I wish I'd have brought the pickles from old buddy of the show, Donnie, out here. They are flamethrowers.
is that right? Real hot, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I like hot pickles too.
These are hot.
Maybe I don't want to eat hot pickles from Donnie because Donnie eats hot shit like it's going out of style. But no, other than that, I mean, so I was thinking for tonight, I've been sucked in to a genre of music that I have not particularly spent a lot of time with. And I mean, it's straight up sad shit.
Oh, you sent me something about this.
I did. Did you watch that?
I watched part of it and immediately felt like I needed to call you.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Because why?
I mean, it was just very specifically like, holy shit.
Yeah, like you felt like I was getting ready to like jump off a bridge.
Yeah.
That's what
real
I mean.
angsty.
Yeah. So it's indie rock. And I have been sucked into
suck in
long time. But the term indie rock, which comes from independent, describes the small and relatively low budget labels on which it is released and the do-it-yourself attitude of the bands and artists involved. So I mean I'll name drop them because they are so like they got I don't know how many thousand followers they got on Instagram. Not as more than us, but not like
loads,
not like shit tons more. But like it's called Hey Nothing, and it's man. I hope I don't offend anyone, but it's a boy. I think his name is Tyler, and then I think there is a. I'm pretty sure she's a biological female, but I don't know if she actually like represents herself as one. So
it identifies.
Yeah, identifies. Yes. I don't know if she identifies as a guy or.
What's the name of the band?
Hey Nothing. It's called Hey Nothing, and they've got a song that's called like I don't even know what the hell it's called, but it's like I left my lungs in Maine or some shit like that, and it's literally just those two harmonizing with an acoustic guitar, and it got me. You know what I mean? And I shouldn't say that I'm full blown, into this like super sad boy.
So
shit.
How did you get started on
TikTok? My TikTok has just been flooded with it. And then so yesterday I didn't work. So then when the kids got home and I had to go pick up Evelyn, and then I ran and by the way, here's another fat kid joke. Not really a joke, but just a small confession. Did you know that you can buy the spicy ranchero sauce, that Taco Bell spicy ranchero that goes in like the quesadillas?
Okay.
In a squeeze bottle at the store.
Okay.
So like this, like the quesadilla sauce that's in the quesadillas.
Yeah.
You can buy that in a squeeze bottle.
Holy
and I took Merkley's, their fajita chicken strips.
Yeah.
Put those on the Blackstone and cooked them and got them hot. And then I took big ass Ortega flour tortilla shells put the chicken in there, a good helping, a good solid squirt of this ranchero sauce and cheese, and we made legitimate like homemade Taco Bell quesadillas, and it was good. But as I was doing that,
Quesadillas from Taco Bell are my favorite thing from Taco Bell.
with fire sauce.
Yeah, dude. But I like sour cream too.
Well, I did, David.
Yeah.
Did we just become best friends?
We've been best
Well,
friends.
yeah.
Yeah, you guys have been.
Yeah.
Do you want me to leave?
No, you're
it's fine.
good. But
We should make quesadillas
totally-
this weekend.
we should, and we could just fire up our Blackstones. You got a Blackstone. We could just have a huge
We could have like a Zoom call, a Zoom quesadilla
Dia
meeting.
fest. Yeah. But like I bought a bottle of the fire sauce too. and-
Are your kids doing the roll in the R thing at the way inappropriate times and for no
No.
reason?
No,
God, my
that's
kids
just your
are.
son.
Both of them.
Wyatt too.
They're like, Mom, what's up? And I'm like, what are you doing?
No, there's not even an R in the
I
word
know.
up.
Like, oh man, it's such a nice day outside. It's really.
They're trying to sound like the Mexican OT.
I don't think it's a Mexican OT.
I mean, he's the one that does that.
No, there's some. I believe some Hispanic female artist.
Bruh. I don't know.
I do like the Mexican OT.
I do too.
Big fan.
Anyway, so then that led me down so I was watching TikTok making these dillas, and then like this
God, I love Dillas.
and this Hey Nothing band was blowing me up. Well, then that led me to like I couldn't take any more of the kids, so I went to the basement to hide.
Okay.
And I took my iPad and my headphones and I went down
A
there.
bit of mascara.
No.
Oh.
And then that led me into like a whole blown just a rabbit hole of like all these super sad shit indie bands. And then I got onto Royal Otis again, like the Linger cover and like all this stuff. And I feel like a lot of these musicians like this in this genre are like insanely talented, and they're just extremely underrated, that they just haven't gotten there yet, or like they haven't gotten the right exposure, or like not the right person. I mean, for me, like I like to listen to music. I'm obviously we're all three big music guys, but it's like these dudes are, some of these people are just extremely talented. Like as far as their vocals go, you know what I mean? Like their guitar playing might suck, but like their vibratos, and they're able to transition. Like sometimes when like transitioning from falsetto back into your normal octave, and like those flawless transitions, like I think that's mind-boggling, because I used to have to do that when I was in choir, and that was a really hard skill to master once you as a tenor one. But then I could sing all the way to like bass one. So I could go falsetto, and then like I could sing soprano 2 parts and like alto stuff, every now and then I would dabble around. But it's just, I don't know. I think that my topic it just said underrated musicians. And I think that a lot of those, it's just like, I guess you would say just like us, you know what I mean? Like not necessarily saying that we're underrated podcasters, but like one of these days, I think somebody's going to listen to these dudes and are like, holy shit, like maybe not together, maybe just the one guy, or maybe they do both go, or, like it's like somebody just, who is the person that has to hear that to go, holy shit, like that, those dudes can sell some albums, or like, you know what I mean?
We were, so I was still in law school, and I'm trying to think what the band's name was, but they were from Michigan. They had kind of some big hits, but Sleeping with Siren. I'm trying to think of what it is. It's something along those lines. But we were up on the lake for 4th of July or something. We were over on the West Coast, and they were out having a fire, and we started talking to these guys. They're like, oh, we're in a small band, we're trying to do. And by the time like I got done with law school, like they had put out like an album record deal, and it was like we were just sitting there and those guys were talking about their dreams.
Yeah.
And I mean, this was before TikTok and some of that other stuff.
And
but,
I think that's a thing that a lot of the newer musicians and things like that now, they have
well, that's some of the
way more exposure.
That's some of the debate right now. And like recall conversations with Uncle Todd about comedians.
Oh yeah.
Cutting their chops. Like some of these folks in the music industry.
Right.
I think that's why you see more one-hit wonders now, because they're not cutting their chops in a playing at some bar in some
Right.
little town somewhere where they learn how to be
heckled
performers.
and roasted.
Well, and
everything,
that's
you know,
what-
like, you suck. Turn it off.
Yeah,
Go
well,
jump
and some of
off a
those guys,
bridge.
like when Aaron Lewis was up at the resort, for instance, he was an entertainer.
Yeah,
You could tell.
Yeah,
He's been in the business a
been
long
doing it
time.
a long time.
He knows how to do it. He knows how to work a crowd. He
Yeah.
knows what he wants.
for sure.
Travis Tritt, same way when he was up. Like those guys that are entertainers that have been in it. What Clint Black when he was like, they just have a way on the stage where it's like they've been doing it a long time.
Yeah.
They know, and it's just pretty interesting.
I got a fun fact. Oh man, I got the yawns. I'm trying to ease back into it here. You like James Taylor?
I mean, I don't dislike James Taylor, but
I mean, would you consider James Taylor like an incredibly talented musician?
no. I mean, like he wouldn't come to mind if somebody's like top 10 list of anything.
And like in your prerogative,
No.
right? Okay, that's fine.
The band's name was Sleeping with Sirens.
Oh,
Yeah.
brother, ooh.
American rock band from Orlando, Florida, currently residing in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
I'll be damn. Makes sense.
Yeah, they're hanging out on the beach,
Huh.
and it was
Do you think? Oh, this is another TikTok did I send you the thing with the little feller that gosh dang it, I can't remember who the guy was, but he didn't know that Hank Sr. died,
No.
and he told his mom and dad that he wanted to go to Nashville, or where did Hank Sr. live?
Alabama.
Alabama. He wanted to go there to see Hank Sr.'s house, and he did. And he knocked on the door, and what's her name?
Audrey.
Yeah, she answered the door, and he was like, "Did Hank Jr. or did Hank Sr. really live here?" And she said yes, and all this shit, you know, blah blah blah. And she said he said something about, "Well, thank you, Mister," or tell Mr. Hank, I really wish Mr. Hank. She goes, "You don't have to call him Mister. The whole world calls him Hank."
Okay.
That's where that came from
Oh,
in
damn.
that Merle Haggard song. Did you know that? I've seen that on
David
TikTok
Allen
too. David Allen Cole's what I meant, not Merle Haggard. I'm really not good in that whole genre.
Yes,
That's your
yeah,
wheelhouse.
yeah, that's my.
You don't have to call me Mister. The whole world calls me Hank.
Yeah, you don't have to call me Mister. The whole world calls me Hank, and then that song goes.
So that was some kid wanting to go.
Some little feller wanted to, but it had a tie to David Allen Coe, but I can't remember who or how.
Where was he from in Alabama? I want to say Muscle Shoals, but that's not right.
North. Like you pass it on the way to Florida. Like
That's where he
man.
died. Where did
No.
he die?
He died on the road somewhere.
He
didn't
died in Ohio.
In a Cadillac,
Yeah.
in a blue Cadillac.
Yeah, but
Convertible.
he's from Alabama. There, like northern Alabama.
Oh, he's from
Mobile?
He's like he's Birmingham.
No.
Yes, Hank Williams Sr.
See, here we go again. Just Googling the hell.
Mount Olive, Alabama, which is just north of Birmingham.
I bet it's that much. I bet it's just as close to Mobile.
Mobile one. Oh shit! Far
Because that one bridge across that low area is,
you know that one bridge across that low area.
Well, when
What are
you're-
you talking about?
when you're north, when you're south of, when you're getting ready to get into Birmingham.
Oh hell. Anyway, I was just thinking about like underrated musicians and shit like that. Do you have any that you can think of? Like anybody that you?
Oh, there's a bunch of.
I know, like, but who would if you had to pick like three of them? Just give me three of them, in your opinion.
Current, like any
No,
anytime.
anytime.
Jerry Reed was never given the credit he deserved. He was
Right.
an amazing guitar player.
Oh yeah.
He had a lot of fun songs.
Yeah, but like he could play the hell out of a guitar. It was wild.
Hey,
Yeah.
I don't want you to look at that. That's just north of Birmingham, but
Yeah.
it's just north of Birmingham.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Did you know who else is
Bills.
one hell of a guitar
No.
player?
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Well, yeah. Prince.
Yeah.
Did you know that? What the hell was it?
What was that big live show he
Clapton.
did?
He did it with Clapton, and like
My
that whole,
guitar
yeah,
gently weeps.
weeps, man. And
That's a
and
good one on YouTube.
That solo
yeah.
that showed up like in the top 5 greatest
Yeah,
guitar
that's
solos
wild.
of all time.
I-
Prince, absolutely shredding. Yeah.
I mean, underrated musicians. I mean, what do you use as a, because obviously it's very subjective.
A musician that is underrated is what I'm looking for.
Well, but that could be anybody that you've never heard of or don't know.
Well,
But
yeah.
I would say that
Well,
there's
that's what I mean. Yeah,
but
like I think these guys that I'm talking about in this whole indie genre, like these
not if they make you freaking depressed and sad. I, don't
mean,
wanna
hey,
listen to
man,
that
I
shit.
love sad songs.
no shit, and like, dude, we can listen to it later, but
But, like,
they
what I-
sound really good.
Like I would say, like a guy like Sturgill Simpson doesn't have the commercial, like the radio commercial success,
right.
which makes him a little bit of an underrated musician.
Well,
True.
because I think
in
he's
this world,
good.
in this world, you know, I'll buy that.
No, I
I'll buy
think that he doesn't have it because he chose not to have it.
Well, and
Like
that-
when I first started listening to Sturgill Simpson, I agree, but like he's been on like regular radio.
yeah,
So they
Yeah.
played him on regular radio.
and he
But
was
now
on
Tyler
the-
Childers has been on regular radio.
yeah,
Marcus King, I haven't heard him on regular radio, and that kid is freaking insane.
yeah.
He's blowing up.
Mm.
I think when we saw him in St. Louis, I think that was a bad show venue for him.
Mhm.
I
It was
think
a
he.
bad show venue all the way around.
Everybody. Yeah, the Hollywood.
Okay. Well, yeah,
You know what I mean?
I had fun.
yeah, we had.
Oh,
a
no,
blast.
it was a
give me
good
bu-
time.
Yeah, it was a great.
I mean,
time.
it was tough that you had to climb Everest to
That's
get
what I mean.
to and from.
Musically, it sucked, but like
Yeah.
generally, like we all had a ball.
I had a
Yeah, I just I couldn't hear much of the music. Like
Yeah.
it just wasn't out.
I
were
was
too far
in
away.
the zone.
We were way too far away.
And then found what did I find on the way out?
pizza.
Pizza. Or no, caramel corn.
Caramel corn.
Oh yeah.
Like dug it square out of the trash. That is wild.
Dude, I was on cruise control.
Trash panda. Where
I was
the hell
on-
did you get that? What do you mean? Don't worry about it.
It's a full bag unopened.
And the warden's dodging traffic like Frogger heading for the gas station across the way.
that was a nightmare to try to get into that hotel when
Not
we were
good.
going in.
Not good.
I mean, I don't know that I listened to too many underrated.
Well, if you listen to mainstream music all the time, you won't.
Well, but like I listen to Zach Bryan, but
No,
he's not.
obviously not.
Yeah, but-
underrated. Did you hear his new eulogy? Ooh, it's a real tear jerker.
By the way, I think
It's getting ready to drop.
Janelle and I are. I think we're gonna go
Yeah,
down. Are you guys gonna go?
we haven't gotten tickets yet, but
They've got them available. I just checked.
we've talked about it.
I think we're gonna do it
That's in June, right?
September.
September.
Yep,
Yeah,
Weekend before the
Holland Fest.
Holland
That's
Fest.
right. I don't know. Like, have you ever been scrolling through TikTok and like hear a song on a TikTok and like, man, where did that come from? And then like you actually click on the sound and then you go find it.
This may surprise you a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of my TikTok scrolling is on silent. Like I don't have the volume. Like my TikTok is like golf swings, baseball stuff. I very rarely listen.
That's too bad. I
What's
feel like
the-
that's the whole draw.
What the hell would you watch TikTok on silent for?
No, that's what I do though.
That is
Like,
wild.
I know. That's why I said you're not going to believe this, but
No, I totally believe it.
but
That's the creepy shit you would do. I get that.
creepy. What's creepy
What do you
about
mean?
that?
That if you talk about giving Dave shit about profile, you see that dude over there scrolling TikTok? There's no sound. Like what? Like how does he even know what's going on? Does TikTok even offer subtitles?
It
Like what's
does.
happening?
He's wearing a Weldon helmet. He's trying to watch TikTok like Helen Keller.
Oh, by the way, so
Braille.
we had baseball practice today.
Oh, somebody told me that we're not allowed, we shouldn't reference Helen Keller so much if we're never going to actually go into it. Somebody told me that the
Oh.
other day.
Well, I heard a couple of the kids were behind me and they were talking about, and I heard Dave's famous line almost verbatim. Well, how could they teach her these things if she was deaf and blind? And I turn around and I go, quit talking about Helen Keller.
Yeah.
They're Coach, how'd you? I just shut up, pay attention.
I know. I just know.
I was like, I just know you're talking, hey, Coach. I didn't, but do you think she's a fraud? Yes, I think
Yes.
she's a fraud.
Everybody knows she's a fraud.
Yeah, because he's like, how do they teach her these things? They just hand her an apple and then and it's like, oh boy.
Oh, shit.
I got a guy by the name of David Allen Smoker you should reach out to and talk to. But yeah, I'm sorry. I listened to, but my TikTok though, a lot of it is baseball swings, golf swings.
when
Baseball stuff.
So whenever we decided to, well, when we were discussing a potential idea and we were looking at a lot of those golf things,
Yeah.
and I just searched good golf like on TikTok,
Yeah.
and then from then like the next 3 days it was nothing but like
Yeah.
golf shit. You
Oh,
know what
yeah.
I mean, but then when I click on this indie band that I've been reading, listening to a little bit, Now it's nothing but like sad boy shit. You know.
Well, and some of that I wonder is that's why social media makes you so freaking depressed, or makes you like when you get into those things because
it's just the algorithm.
I know that's what I'm saying though. Like
Yeah.
it just keeps
Yeah.
So when you unfortunately get trapped on cancer talk,
Oh god,
you're like every son of a bitch in the world's got cancer right now.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And it's like it just keeps going and going and
Yeah.
going, and then finally you're like, I got to shut it down and walk
Yeah.
away for a while.
Yep, you do.
But-
That's what what was it? My warden was saying that when the whole thing about TikTok being canceled and shut down and all that shit, and she made the comment. She's like, I'd probably be a lot more productive around home if it actually does get canceled. And I'm like, you and me both, sister.
How much time do you think you spend on TikTok in a day?
And when it's checkout time in the evening, that's about the only time I ever mess with it. Or if I'm home during the day and I'm trying to post, like when I'm uploading.
Yeah, because you live in that world right
when,
now.
when we're
Forrest.
trying to upload our reels, like then I will, but like in all honesty, like when I'm at work, because I feel like for me, I mean, people will look at this and like tell me that I'm a bold-faced liar, but I may have my phone in my hand, but it's not TikToking. You know what I mean? That's because
No, your Twitter algorithm is pretty.
because I'm getting 785,000 spam calls a day. It's worse now than it's ever been, and I have no idea why. And I've not done anything different. I've not bought anything. I've not borrowed money anytime recently. I have no idea what's going on. But that phone rings. I guarantee you. I think the other day when I was homesick, I guarantee it was like 31 spam calls in one day.
That's absurd.
Since you were home, did you answer them and mess with them?
No, because so here again, I did a study on my own, and I thought, should I answer it and tell them to take me off their list? Should I answer it and ask them if they wanted to buy naked photos of their family members, or should I just ignore it? Well, I tried all three, and they still keep coming. So it doesn't really matter. I don't think
I was getting calls about my
Medicare.
yeah.
That
So I ended
mine's
up letting
always
her.
Medicare.
I talked back with her. the
Oh,
other
yeah.
day, and
Yeah.
we talked about it and told her I hadn't seen my card, but I was needing it because of my procedure coming up.
Right. Yeah, that's
Told
what I
her I was
mean.
real worried about the grandkids and then life insurance and the whole thing, and like we had a good talk about it. She was going to make me feel better.
What was her name?
Beth.
Beth.
No,
Hello, Mr. David. My name is Beth.
Oh, really, Beth? Where you come
it
from?
was Kim or Carol.
Iowa.
Yeah,
I come from Iowa.
Yeah, and I was like, well, just one thing about. I was like, it might be my qualification. I might not meet it. And she was like, oh, you meet it? Why wouldn't you meet it? I was like, well, I'm only 39. She's like,
Yeah, game over.
Well, because
Yeah,
all those are so
robocalls.
well,
They
but
sell your number.
what happens is this is where these people make this money working from
yeah,
home.
that commission type.
They make
stuff.
those calls,
Yeah.
and what happens is they would rather have a quick no than they would
A
your
15 minute-
situation.
yeah, because that's 12 calls they couldn't make.
Yeah. And that's how it is because they just
Because a
fly
lot of
through
times,
it.
if you notice, a lot of times, like when you get the ones that are like with your normal area code, and you answer those, there won't be anybody there.
Right. I've been getting a lot of those.
But then the ones that have like a asinine,
Yeah.
like I got one the other day from Chihuahua, Mexico.
Oh,
Long distance.
Yeah, and then I answered it, of course, and it's like, "Hi, can you hear me? Hi, yes, I'm calling about your Medicaid Part A and B." You know what I mean? Like it's like, what from Chihuahua, Mexico? Like they don't even give a that it's not even close to being a normal. Like you figure you get a phone call from Chihuahua, Mexico, it's gonna be somebody.
I think
with
it's because you guys answer them.
But so
I don't. Like if you don't, like I know you guys give me a ton of shit for not responding to things, which is fair. But like if I have somebody that tries to call me for the first time, that's like
not in your phone book.
not
you're
in my
gonna
phone, I don't answer.
I don't either.
And I don't.
There's
Not
so many
anymore.
people that like, so my cell phone is my work phone. I mean, it's not my work phone. Like I give it out as the number to get a hold of me to people. So like
Yeah.
vendors, supply, whatever. So I don't ever know who the hell's calling.
Yeah, that's why I
I always
character
have
tone.
the thing like when I'm on call for work, when it rings, I have to answer because
Yes.
you never know who the hell's going to call you.
Yes.
But if you're not on call, if I don't know you, I'm not gonna answer because they're either gonna leave a voicemail or they'll send you a text afterwards.
Yeah.
That's usually how I roll.
That's usually
Anyway,